So earlier this week, I showed you guys how to Facebook live stream as an alternative to in-person office meetings due to the coronavirus crisis that we are currently facing here in the United States. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys about a different software called Zoom. Maybe some of you have heard of it, even used it. It's a very popular and growing telecommunications software in the business conference space right now. The first thing we're going to do is jump into the basics on how to use the software. Open up Google Chrome, drag that window up, and then we're going to go to our search browser and type up Zoom, Z-O-O-M. All right, here we go, and go on to Zoom's website. So we're going to click there, and here you can see Zoom's homepage. And as you can see, I've already created my account, but if you haven't, you can either sign in with Google or sign in with Facebook, or you can sign up with a regular email address completely for free. That's not going to be necessary for us right now because I already have an account. I'm going to have it save my password. Right down here, we have a Microsoft Outlook and a Google Chrome plugin. What this will allow you to do is schedule your meetings directly from one of those two calendars. Very cool if you are already planning on putting this meeting in one of those two calendars. Over here on the left-hand side, you can see they have tabs for your profiles. There's a meetings tab, which is the one we're currently on. The webinars tab, recordings tab, settings, all over here on the left-hand side. Recordings, that's where the recordings for your live streams would be. And then the settings for your streams would be down there as well. All right, so here's you can see my profile. This is what it looks like. Down here, it gives you a personal meeting ID. So if you don't want to use a different meeting ID for everyone, you can set it to use your personal meeting ID, which we'll come back to that later, but just know that it's on your profile and you can find it right there. So this is what we're going to be focusing on right now, is the scheduling a meeting tab. So come over here to the button that says schedule a new meeting, click it. And this is the page where we're going to be setting up our meeting. One of the things to know about Zoom is that there is a paid and a free version of Zoom. When you just sign up for Zoom, you get the basic free version. And one of the big limitations with using the free version, when you do a conference call with 3 or more people, it limits that conference call to 40 minutes. So if you plan on your meeting going longer than 40 minutes, then maybe Zoom might not be the solution you're looking for. Or you might even consider paying for the full version of Zoom. But that's just something to note before choosing a program to do these teleconferences with. So we're gonna name it just test meeting. And then we're not gonna worry about doing a description. And I'll put the date. There we go, put a date. Description will just be test meeting. I guess that works. And then, yeah, 3:17, 12 o'clock p.m. That looks good. Duration, just going to make it 45. It doesn't matter. It won't let you go over 45 minutes anyway because we're on the basic. I don't really care to see this message again, so I'm going to check that. Time zone, yep, Pacific. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where you can see it's asking if it wants to generate a new meeting ID for this meeting or if it wants to use my personal meeting ID. We're going to choose generate automatically, and what that's going to do is generate a new meeting key specifically for this meeting that we can send out to people who we want to be part of this meeting. And then you can also have it require a password. So if you want to keep certain people out or limit the amount of people that are in the meeting, you can click that. So this is where you can choose if you want just the host or the participants to be able to show their video. If you're doing a conference where you only want one person speaking, you might just have it show that the host is going to have video on and the participants off. Down here you can see we have some more meeting options. Enable join before host does exactly what it sounds like. If you are a viewer of the meeting and not the host, with this option enabled, you'd be able to join and chat and stuff like that before the host of the stream actually joins. Mute participants upon entry also does exactly what it sounds like. When a new person joins the meeting, they are automatically muted and the host has to unmute them before you're able to get their audio or video. Enabling waiting room actually cancels out enable join before a host, so those two actually don't work together. What the waiting room does is when a new person joins the meeting, they are put in a waiting room, which is a screen that tells them that they will not be able to join the meeting until the host allows them to. So if you're really trying to control who is and isn't in the meeting, these are some of the options you might want to play with. And as the host, you will be able to control exactly who is doing what. So these are some of the host controls. So this page is just finalizing everything. As you can see, you can add your meeting to your Google Calendar or your Outlook or your Yahoo straight from this page. Pretty cool features, and you can review some of your settings. So if you want to change some of these, you can still go back at this point and change the stuff that you've already done. You can also save this as a template. So if you know you're going to be doing the exact same thing next week and you want to keep the same settings, and you can just save it as a template and then load it the next time you're going to be doing the exact same meeting. Okay, so now we're going to launch the meeting. It's then going to prompt you to open Zoom. So basically it's going to download the desktop application of Zoom. I already have it downloaded, but at this point it would have you download it. And you can see down here at the bottom, it's opened up Zoom. So we're going to drag that window over here, and there we go. And then we're gonna click join with computer audio. So now what that's doing is it's taking the audio from my microphone on my computer, and it's now streaming that over the meeting. So you can see I'm currently the only participant, and you have some more host controls right here. Computer audio is already connected. The middle tab allows you to share your screen. So if you wanna share like a PowerPoint slide or something else that you're doing on your computer, you can share it from that middle. So as you can see, if I click share screen, it'll give me a selection of all of the programs and tabs that I currently have open on my computer, and you can select which one you want to show. So if you have a PowerPoint presentation or other computer screen that you want to share with the meeting, all you would have to do is open it up in PowerPoint just like you were presenting, and then select it from this screen right here. So you can see we're actually now sharing this screen to the Zoom meeting. And so there's our participant ID. And this is where you can copy the invitation URL right there. All you have to do is copy and paste that and send it to whoever you're trying to get to join the meeting. You can post it on Facebook. You could even post it on Twitter or Instagram. Send it through a text. You have lots of options. So I'm going to send an invitation to myself to show you what it looks like when you're invited to one of these meetings. Okay, so as you can see, I've gotten the invitation on my phone. Because I don't have the application already downloaded, it's going to bring me to the App Store, and I'm going to download the app to my phone. All right, so it's gonna ask if Zoom wants to send me notifications. I'm gonna say yes to that, yes to allow to use microphone. And so this is the waiting room now because I had enabled join waiting room. And so now if we switch back to the desktop and we look over to the right here, there's now a new person in the group. It is also me, obviously. And you can see that they're in the waiting room. So we can choose to allow them to join the group, and that is what allows them to be in the meeting. And so there we go. I am now in the meeting. So you can see that's my profile picture because I don't have a webcam set up right now. That's, there I am. On the right, we have controls for muting audio and video. So that's something that's very, very cool because you can let specific people speak and you can let other people not speak. So if you, want a specific person to come up, maybe they have some important announcement that they would normally be sharing at the meeting and you want them to be able to share it here, you can unmute just them and have them give their announcement where everyone else is still muted. So some very, very powerful tools. Now we're gonna go over some of the other things, other features that make Zoom a really, really powerful tool specifically for business and sharing documents. So down here in the chat bar, you can see we have the option to share files. Once it does that, it gives you the option to choose a file from your computer, from Google Drive, from Microsoft OneDrive, and from Dropbox. And that ability to drag and drop files directly from the application and how easy they make it to share documents is one of the reasons why Zoom is so popular and so powerful. It gives you basically immediate sharing capabilities. As you can see, I just shared a file, so now everyone in the meeting can download that file. So there you go, that was the basics on how to set up a meeting, and that's pretty much it. From there on, you can do pretty much anything you want in the meeting in that 40 minutes. What I would recommend doing is trying to set up your PowerPoint and do it exactly how you would normally do it in your regular meeting. So now I want to talk about some of the pros and cons of using Zoom. Like I said, it is an incredibly powerful tool. You're able to have a lot of control over the meeting, over what the participants are doing, who's talking, who's not talking. You're able to share documents very easily. It makes the whole experience of having a live meeting very seamless, but it comes with some drawbacks, and the biggest one being that you can't have a meeting over 40 minutes. Now, for most people, that's actually not even going to be a drawback. How many meetings have you had that are over 40 minutes? Well, me personally, quite a few, but that's just because I like to talk a lot. If you're aiming at having a 30-minute meeting or even 35-minute meeting, you're probably good to go with Zoom. With all of its advanced features, it makes it a pretty solid bargain. 40 minutes for free. You get all these extra controls over the meeting itself, plus file sharing. Another con is that opposed to Facebook, you do have to download apps. So if you're someone that isn't very technically minded, or you're working with people that aren't super familiar with using apps on their phone or even desktop applications, then it might be a little bit harder of a sell than Facebook, which is something that people already have access to for the most part. And there is a little bit steeper of a learning curve with Zoom as opposed to Facebook. But that's why I'm here. I'm trying to teach everyone how to use these programs and try to make a decision on which one they want to use for their specific business. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below, send us a message, do whatever you would like to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to be coming out with some more of these. We're going to be diving into some more specific features on both Facebook and Zoom, and then going into some more advanced streaming features for those of you that might be interested in some of the more advanced techniques. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Alec Rye with the Rye Team. Remember, the Rye Team is the right team. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day.